Hey, what's up? So I'm here to record my year in review for 2021. It seems like yesterday when I first did a year in review. And now here we are. It's 2022. A year has passed. So this time, uh, I'm going to evaluate this year based on several questions. So I got this idea of evaluating from Stefan James' YouTube channel. If you're into self-help and getting an idea about how to achieve your goals, then I highly recommend his YouTube channel, Project Life Mastery. So thank you, James. Anyway, to proceed with the year in review, I'll start. I'll be doing it based on a couple of questions. So the first question is, what's all the good? So I would say 2021 has been one of my comeback years. The first thing really that stood out to me is that I've been able to significantly increase my savings and investment accounts, particularly when I got into cryptocurrency investments. And I also got to go into a lot of trips to further improve my other YouTube channel, Good Vibes Travel. So I got to see new waterfalls, new beaches, and I also did some walking tours of towns. So if you're interested in tour spots in Cebu, I highly recommend checking out the Good Vibes Travel channel. So another thing is Cuisines. So last year was great in terms of discovering new cuisines that we could prepare at home, such as biryani rice, the rice that's popular in Malaysia. We got into shomai and also getting our own hot sauce. This was largely with the help of Ann Curtis' husband's channel. Forgot his name. And so we were able to prepare wraps, chicken with beans, chicken and broccoli, fajita, and also sauces like salsa verde and what I mentioned earlier, the chili sauce. So it's pretty good in terms of just having variety in the kind of food that we eat, because it does get boring when you keep eating the same things week after week. In terms of books, I was able to finish some books like Always in Fashion. So I've always been into biographical type of books, and this one was a book by Mr. Weber, the former CEO of Louis Vuitton. And one thing I learned from him is that the way he achieves success is by building a career. So he moved up the corporate ladder. It's not necessarily something that I'm doing now. I feel like at this point, my road to success is just diversifying in my investments and keep on saving money and just having a modest lifestyle, but sometimes splurging here and there, which isn't too bad, I believe. So having the occasional eating out in a nice place, and also traveling somewhere new. So in terms of, yeah, and also I've had some good moments last year with my family and friends. So it doesn't always happen, but it's good to have the opportunity sometimes to visit them, and them also visiting me. So that's one of the things that happened in last year. Some of my brothers and sisters, also cousins, visited me here in Karkar. I also got to celebrate my birthday with my friends, and this was a monumental year because one of my friends got married, and he had me as his best man. So thank you for that. Shout out to Alvin, and also my sister, my only sister. She got married, so I'm glad that I was able to attend that, and I wasn't abroad during that time, so I got to attend her birthday party, and I got to do a little speech. The funny thing is, I was shaking before I end up doing my speech. It was probably because I didn't eat any rice on the menu. I focused on just eating the meats and the dessert. So maybe that was it. I was lacking in carbs. So I also got to visit Minganilya, Argao, Oslo. So my relatives there, I was able to meet up with them. And my friend here in Karkar, we've been able to hang out, check out some restaurants, and go to other towns as well. So shout out to Russ. And also I've been able to visit not just Cebu but also Lapu-Lapu. So Lapu-Lapu has just always been there. I've never really got to check out the place that much. So last year I was able to do that. Just get myself familiarized with the place, and see some local attractions. And I was able to finally visit Ibiza Beach Club, and that was on the 13th of December. And actually there was a presentation, Latin dance night when I was there. So it was like, it's pretty much the last dance presentation for Ibiza, because right after that typhoon came in and just destroyed everything. So hopefully Ibiza can get back up and be maybe a newer design or something. And I look forward to being there again. Also, I got to discover this Vietnamese restaurant in Lapu-Lapu, out just right across Save area in the Mactan Marina Mall. So they serve really good food. So if you are into Vietnamese cuisine or you want to try it out, Pho 19, I believe, you can check it out in Lapu-Lapu. Okay, so what else? Challenges. So when it comes to challenges, I would say one of the challenges this year was as I mentioned, the typhoon. So that was very surprising for me. Um, it's a good thing that I had some gallons of water stocked up, because those purified water quickly became in demand when water stations ran out of power. They couldn't purify water, so it was a challenge for everyone. The only ones who could manage to operate was those who acquired a generator, and even a generator was a challenge to acquire. Um, People were running out of generators to sell, and I've heard there's some overpricing going on. So gasoline became a challenge to acquire for others. Thankfully, I didn't have to line up because I don't have a vehicle at this time, but I've had to pay higher fees on tricycles because of that. Also, cash became a challenge. There's been long lines at the ATM, long lines at the remittance centers like Palawan Pawn Shop. So thankfully, I had a bit of cash saved up, but it made me realize it's very important to have a stock of cash or something liquid that you can convert to cash, just in case that kind of scenario happens again. So that's a lesson learned for me. Investments, so I would say it's been good. It's been a good year in terms of investments, but I still consider it as a challenge because when I'm in the crypto industry, I'd like to be able to move based on how the market moves. So what I mean by that is whenever the prices are high, I need to remind myself that I have to sell it instead of holding on to it, so that I can maximize my returns. By the time prices go down, I'd like to be in position to come in and buy some more. If I just hold on to the gains and then I wait for it to go down, then it's like I didn't gain anything because the values went down to the original pricing. So I've got to be more disciplined on that matter. In terms of COVID restrictions, it's been more lax, but still the restrictions are there. So ideally, hopefully we can get out of this pandemic situation. There's a new variant right now, Omicron. Seems to be milder from what I've heard, so maybe that's the gateway in what they call living with COVID. And another challenge for me is being able to live in a good neighborhood. One thing that's my concern is sometimes the place where I'm staying at, it's not the most pleasant place. It's not good for the senses sometimes. When you see trash and dirt in your area, it's not good. When you hear loud music, you hear barking dogs and crying babies, and also when you smell smoke from the barbecue coming into your house, sometimes there's smells like some shit. Maybe your neighbor's pig is in there, so that's kind of a challenge for me. So I'm looking into maybe having another place to stay in. Maybe build an apartment, a complex, to also diversify my investments at the same time. And it would be a good place for spending the weekend. Okay, so what are the things that I learned last year? So one of the things that I learned is it's really good to set goals for yourself. Have an idea about what you want in life, and that's going to help you with what you're going to do each and every day if you set a goal for yourself. And another thing I learned is metrics. So it would be great if you have metrics like, did I read a book this week? Did I go out with a friend? Did I do training for myself in terms of something that could help me professionally or personally? So it pays to take note of that stuff. And also, when you're doing any investments, then be sure to monitor your progress so that you can course correct whenever it's necessary. So my vision for this year, I'd like to be able to continue learning on different subjects, be more consistent with reading books. That's something that I want for this year. Finances, I'd like to be able to diversify my investments, maybe get some life insurance, pay off my government contributions like SSS, pag-ibig, and also think about more of a purpose for my investments. Also, I'd like to have more adventure this year. So I've noticed the feeling whenever I travel, whenever I go to a new place, it's just feels exciting for me. So I'd like to be able to do more of that and feel like I have a more adventurous lifestyle, so that I can tell myself like, hey, I really lived, not just survive. And I'd also like to continue improving on my relationships with family, friends, my loved ones. So just be able to spend time with them more. I think that's something that's very important in a well-rounded, balanced life. So also really, my mindset is I'd like to triple my net worth. My net worth right now. So I've got to be focused on that and be more mindful of my strategies moving forward. So hopefully I can make this come true, and I'll see you guys in the next yearly review. What do you think of your 2021? Let me know in the comments below, so I can see how you've done last year. Bye bye.